Bonjour. What you are about to see is a real lesson with one of my pupils. Dave needed to prepare for a French exam in Canada. It is of B1, B2 level, so let's see how he gets on and how you would have got on. Question numéro 1. Now, Dave, could you read the question for me, please?
Sure. Je serai absent du bureau.
Okay, so we've got 4 options here.
Okay.
Which one do you think it is? So, je serai absent du bureau mardi prochain, jeudi, mardi dernier ou mardi prochain.
It's so with je serai, I'm assuming it's in the future tense.
Yeah, very good. So that gives it away. Je serai is I will be, okay.
And it would not be number 1 because you would not capitalize after bureau.
Very good. Très bien. Okay.
So, and it's not in the past, so it's not number 3.
It's not number 3 because dernier we relate to last. Okay.
Last, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not jeudi because that would be the present, so it must be number 4.
It is absolutely number 4. Très bien, très bien. Yeah, that's the right way of doing it. Well done. Okay, numéro 2. Can you read the question for me?
Sure. Les personnes peuvent s'inscrire en ligne.
Okay. Les personnes peuvent s'inscrire en ligne. Alors, we've got 4 options. Numéro 1, intéressante. Numéro 2, intéressé. Numéro 3, qui s'intéresse. Numéro 4, d'intérêt.
Okay, so I'll admit this one's a little more difficult.
Complex, yes, absolutely, yeah.
However, my deduction by the way the question is worded, I would assume it's les personnes qui s'intéressent.
Okay.
S'inscrire en ligne. So the people, if you translate it to English, to me it says the people that are interested can apply online.
Yeah, and now the only thing you've got to realize here, David, is that usually s'intéresser comes with a. So s'intéresser à quelque chose. So it cannot be that because there is no a. So les personnes qui s'intéressent à ce sujet peuvent s'inscrire en ligne. That would have worked, but it cannot work because it doesn't work. So one thing I'd noticed with the questions that you have and you receive and you practice on is that a lot of these come with verbs with a or de. And I would, if I were you, learn a list of verbs that comes with a and a list of verbs that comes with de. And that will help you a lot. And I think I've done a video on this actually. Verbs with a and de. And that is really useful to you. So the fact that s'intéresser comes with a cannot be this one. Okay, so what do you think?
Okay. I think it's not number 4 because that's it would be the les personnes d'intérêt. It's interesting, I think. It's not the right.
It's the I think intérêt here of interest. Okay, but it doesn't make sense in this context at all.
Yeah.
So can't be that. Okay.
Right.
Now, this is very interesting, actually, because I often mix up interesting and interested. And this is what's happening here. Okay. So which one here says interesting?
I'm going to assume it's let me just work this for a second. 1.
The first one definitely is the equivalent to your ing when it comes to adjectives, okay? And of course, it could work. I mean, les personnes intéressantes, you know, but I don't think that they would ask for interesting people, you know, to meet them online. So it has to be the person who are interested.
Right.
Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So when you have that, intéressante, intéressé is the ed. Okay, so that's the difference. So it cannot be intéressante.
Right.
It
So,
has to be intéressé.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is that clear? The explication, is it clear?
Yes, of course.
Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Numéro 3. Can you read it for me, please?
Okay. Veuillez me faire savoir si vous de participer à cet événement.
Okay, so what do you think? We have A, voulez, du, avez l'intention, 3, pensez, ou 4, vous planifiez. I think sometimes it's best to replace them and say the sentence out loud. Veuillez me faire savoir si vous voulez de participer à cet événement. Veuillez me faire savoir si vous avez l'intention de participer à cet événement. Veuillez me faire savoir si vous pensez de participer à cet événement ou si vous planifiez de participer à cet événement. So what do you think it is?
Okay, so even though voulez is the correct after vous, it doesn't make sense in the context of si vous voulez de.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. So, well, basically, voulez does not come with de. Okay.
Correct.
And it goes back again to the list, knowing the list of the verbs that come with a or the verbs that come with de. And I think if you do that, that will help you a lot. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Perfect.
so it cannot
because it also
be.
doesn't sound correct to me.
No.
Like, as you know, even with my maybe 50 or 60% of my good French, that still didn't make.
Yeah.
To my ear, it didn't sound correct.
Okay, that's cool. Well, that's good. Then trust this. Trust its gut feelings of yours, you know. Okay, so what could it be then if it's not voulez?
Well, everything else looks like to be in the right conjugation. So avez, pensé, planifié.
True. Yeah, because EZ, and the fact we are using vous, yeah. But there is only one solution here.
So I don't think it's number 4 because I don't think this situation calls for a vous.
Si vous planifiez, absolutely, that cannot work, you know, because that's meant to be reflexive, and even that, vous planifiez does not work in French at all. So that's not working either. Okay, so we've got 2.
So the logic says number 2.
Okay, because
if you have the intention to participate in this event.
Yeah.
Or the other one, number 3, is also if you're thinking of participating in the event.
Yeah.
So now the confusion for me is what the rule is to define the 2.
Yeah, but the rule is, again, it's all about the a and the de. Okay, so here's your expression, avoir l'intention de. And what I would do if I were you, again, I will learn these idioms, the verbs that come with the preposition de, okay? And penser à quelque chose. So it cannot be that, okay?
Right.
It can only be avoir l'intention de participer, okay?
Mm-hmm. And what's fooling me a little bit is because in some of the questions they throw in some English words that they've just twisted into a French word.
Yes.
So it's me trying to remember if l'intention is French or if it's someone screwing around.
Right.
With the wrong. And then me having to just go back and.
Yeah, and realizing is it actually a French word, or did they just transform this English word into a French word, and it's actually not. And quite a lot of the time you have words that would sound good in English and exist in English, but in French it might, but it will be a faux ami as well.
Yes, you know, and I struggle with that a lot here in.
Yeah. And again, I would.
In Ottawa and Quebec, because people do that here often.
Yes, they do actually, much more than in France. Much more than in France, they do. So what I would do if I were you, so learn all the idioms that come with the preposition de and a, and the verbs de and a. Right. But I definitely would learn the faux amis as well. So have a list of faux amis.
Yes.
Definitely.
So my first inclination was number 2. That was for sure my.
Nice. Perfect. That works. Well done. Numéro 4. Okay, so could you read the question for us, please?
Okay. So without the answer at the beginning, so de la traduction ou de la révision des publications?
Okay, so we've got either votre responsabilité. Numéro 2, est-ce que vous occupez? Numéro 3, êtes-vous responsable? Numéro 4, occupez-vous. So what do you think goes there?
Well, I'm going to cut out number 1 immediately because, again, just doesn't make, doesn't flow very well.
But do you know why? Because it has
De.
and it needs to come before with a it has to come
with a verb.
With
I
a
guess.
verb. Okay, so we are looking, that has no verb, that has a verb. Okay, can you see where the verbs are? Okay,
yeah.
So it's definitely the verb plus de. Yeah, so or an idiom, like we've just seen here, avoir l'intention de. So look whether there could be an idiom here that we could use with de. Okay, so responsabilité, you're right, does not work. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your gut feeling on this one?
Well, let's just go with my initial feeling. So my initial feeling would be number 3.
Okay, yes.
So, êtes-vous responsable de la traduction ou de la révision des publications?
And it's perfect, actually, because we say, as the idiom goes, être responsable de. Do you see? Responsable de. Okay?
Yeah. So I guess what my thing to you is that it's sometimes my gut feeling about why something is correct.
Yes.
A lot of it has to do with how it sounds.
Yes. No, but that's good. I'm glad that you're doing that. It's good that you have some rules here, and that's why I'm introducing this de and the a, to you.
Yeah. We're working on 30 years ago of school, so
no, but you're doing well. You're doing well. And by the way, number 2 cannot at all work. Est-ce que vous occupez? Now,
because it's occupied. Yeah,
but occuper means to look after, yeah, but it would be reflexive, so it would have to have a double reflexive here. Vous vous occupez, yeah.
Correct.
Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Okay, but again, that's a verb that comes with de. S'occuper de. To look after something is s'occuper de. So that's a verb that you need to make a note that comes with de. Okay, and so well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the same as Dave? If you have any exams to prepare and if you're not shy of being in front of the camera, then contact us at support@learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Salut, au revoir, bisous bisous.